Welcome back, guys. This is my week 7 update. 6 months without groceries, and we are already over a month into it and doing great. I know some people do a couple weeks of a grocery challenge or a couple months. I am doing a full 6 months. I have a lot of food in my pantries that I need to get through, and doing a pantry challenge is a great way to do that while saving money at the same time. If you're curious for my reasonings for this and how I'm going to go about this, make sure you go back to my very first video. It is linked in the playlist at the end of this video. It will explain everything. So at week 7, we're doing great. As for last week, I had said that I had run out of tea and vanilla. You guys had some wonderful suggestions for making my own chai tea, and I'm definitely going to try that. Going forward, as I mentioned in my last video, I will also be bartering for items that I might run out of and absolutely need. So I may be hitting up neighbors or family and friends for those things. I think that's a wonderful way to do things, and it really helps to build community. As for this week, I didn't really run out of anything, and I've used up a lot of that fresh produce in my fridge, as well as starting to get some kale from the garden, which is wonderful, and some lettuce, and really waiting on those beans, and really waiting for some more produce to keep coming. I harvested cherries from our trees this week, which was quite the struggle because not only was I fighting with the birds and the squirrels, but once I actually had them harvested, I was fighting with these little worms that were taking over. So I think I got a quarter of the harvest from those trees. And it was funny, my husband and I said, our one tree ripened a lot sooner than the second tree. So we went out and we got the harvest from that tree, what we could get. And literally the next day, there was 20 birds in our other tree and the squirrels, and they stripped it clean. So it's like they were panicked by the fact that we had started to harvest, so they took over that other tree. But I mean, at least we got some, so I'm happy about that. But it's always a struggle with those squirrels and birds, whether we're going to get some cherries or not. So I was happy with what we got, and I was able to make some cherry jam and a cherry pie. I also did a lot of strawberry harvesting, and I did an entire video on the desserts I made. I'll link that in the description box for you guys if you'd like to check it out. And I'll go ahead and show you what we made this week with our dinners. So like I said, I started this weekend off processing my cherries. I did a cherry jam and a cherry pie, which was really, really delicious. That cherry jam turned out just perfect. So I did an entire week of budget meals, of which I did do a video on. I will link that in the description for you. And that way you can see all of the recipes for all of these dinners. We started the week off with Cuban beans and rice. It is one of my favorite budget meals. It is so flavorful. Then I decided to use up some of that zucchini pineapple, and I made some Hawaiian chicken, which I highly recommend. It was really good. I also made a sheet pan chili beef with some of the canned stewing beef that I have. And this here is egg fried rice. I really, really enjoyed this one. It was really tasty, also very budget friendly. And the last one was gingered chickpeas. Again, another very budget friendly meal. And then over the weekend, I took my daughter and we went camping. Every year I take my kids and do one-on-one camping weekend with them. And this weekend was my daughter's turn, and we just spent the weekend enjoying the beach. And for dinners, it was just something really nice, plain and easy, hot dogs or sausages, which I already had in the freezer. And thankfully already had some s'more stuff, so that was great. So that is it for this week. I don't really have much more to update on that. Someone did want me to clarify that I do buy milk. So that's one of those essentials that I do buy. So milk is for my family, milk and cheese. I do buy that. That was kind of said in my first video. So I have been out to buy milk and cheese. Next in the harvesting is coming our black caps, our black cap raspberries. They're so delicious. So I'm really excited for that. And then after that is our raspberries. So it's going to be really fun harvesting those this year. The black caps are all ready and they're so delicious. We have been gorging on these the last couple of days. I had only just recently realized that they are ripe now, so these will last us a good couple of weeks and bring us a lot of really tasty fruit. And for anybody who's curious, this is borage and it is an edible flower. We like to put it on salads. It has a bit of a cucumbery taste, really nice. Also, pollinators love it. It's a wonderful addition to your garden. Just as I realized that the black caps were ready, I came down the side of my house. So the one side of my house is like this. This is all raspberries here. I like to take up as much space as I can planting edible plants. So this is all raspberries and they are all ripe. So I have been back here the last couple of days picking raspberries and getting a ton of them. Super, super happy with this. Definitely needing to get out here tonight and pick some more. So we'll see how much I get. I might be able to freeze some. If not, we will be having them in our oatmeals and such in the morning. But lots of raspberries everywhere. I feel like this week the garden has absolutely exploded. So everything is doing really well. Getting lots of salads. My kids are actually inside making a salad right now for dinner. And the beans are starting to flower. The tomatoes are flowering. So I'm hoping to get a lot of produce soon. Here's my runner beans crawling up my arbor. So everything, we just watered, so it's a little flat, but everything is doing really well. I might do another planting of lettuce here soon. I know the heat can cause it to bolt. I've got some bolting over there. So anyways, zucchini too. I'm really looking forward to zucchinis. So hopefully we get some of those going soon. Just noticed we've got our first little baby tomatoes. So we are looking forward to some more produce soon. But here we go. I don't know if you can see back there, more raspberries. And then raspberries all up the side of my garden here. So a lot of this needs to be picked. A lot here is kind of new growth, but a lot of it needs to be picked. So we should have tons and tons of raspberries. And look at all of my elderberry blossoms. I'm going to be inundated with elderberries, and this is just one bush of blossoms. And this is like this on the other side. It's just so tall, tons of blossoms. Thanks you guys for following along on this journey. Make sure you're checking out my entire playlist that I have linked here if you've missed any of the previous videos on this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.